What's up, people? It's been a wild few days. I got CZ's tweets up here, and I'll kind of walk you through everything that happened because, well, it has been wild to say the least. So we're just going to be covering what happened with CZ, FTX, Binance. Is it the end of crypto? Is it the end of the world? I'll be covering all of that. And then kind of looking forward, what is next, what is going on, and some of the bigger moves happening outside of FTX. Layer Zero bought back their tokens. They did, in fact, buy everything back. There's a lot of things happening. We can look at some charts. I can take some questions. Happy to cover everything you guys need. So let's get this party started. And you know the drill. All right, back to the beginning. Sunday morning. You thought it was Sunday morning. Crypto is beautiful. You wake up. Well, it turns out ZZ was firing some shots from the beginning. Sunday morning, CZ woke up with no chill at all. As part of Binance's exit from FTX equity last year, Binance received roughly 2.1 billion USD equivalent in cash, USD and FTT token. This is the key to the start of this whole saga. Due to recent revelations that have come to light, we have decided to liquidate any remaining FTT on our books. So, what did FTT mean? What is happening? What's up, Razvan? So what's this all mean? Essentially, there was a document that was leaked Saturday, Friday or so, explaining that FTT was insolvent, Havern, explaining what was happening. Not really, it was just showing a big hole in the books. It was showing that FTX had issues, and Binance was like, you know what? We learned our lesson from the Luna collapse, and they actually, CZ said that later, liquidating our FTT is just a post-exit risk management, learning from Luna. We gave support before, but won't pretend to make love after divorce. So clearly stating here that you're not friends anymore, so on and so forth. We're not against anyone, but we won't support people who lobby against other industry players behind their backs. So, a lot to unpack here. As we know, FTX, Sam Bankman, was lobbying against people, crypto, DeFi, trying to get DeFi KYC'd, a lot of things happening there. So, let's say Sam Bankman was not making a lot of friends. FTX was not making a lot of friends. They wanted to be like the regulated exchange, regulate crypto, regulate DeFi, regulate a lot of things. And CZ didn't want to take part of that. CZ wasn't happy with that. So he kind of said that exactly. And here it is. Yes, this is part of it. They were sending FTT token to Binance to just dump it. Now, how did this develop? Caroline, Alameda Research CEO, tweets out at CZ, hey, we'll buy all your FTT tokens at a $22 price. So $22 is, far from where we are now. So I'll just pull up TradingView because this story can't tell itself without a chart. So, the crypto markets have been struggling, to say the least, but let's go to FTT because that token got demolished. 22, the magic number. $22 is right here. Let's zoom out violently because Caroline, Alameda Research head person, CEO, was essentially saying, hey, we will buy all of your FTT tokens, Binance, at the jolly price of 22. So we can see here, $22 meant a lot. Why did it mean a lot? Well, because there's just giant gap of air, as we saw by that just ginormous green candle that is almost meme-like. This giant gap of air meant 22 meant everything for FTX. If 22 broke, it would head down to close to zero. And man, it did. $22 to $1. It was a very complicated trade. It was the interest rates, the funding rates, it was very crowded. But later that day, Binance kept selling. OTCs started happening. Uh, Binance was selling FTT to FTX to Alameda. It seemed like it was going through. There was an announcement. Binance announced an LOI, which is a letter of intent, announcing they were willing to buy, FTX and so on. So I was out with friends yesterday. Topic of whales came up, and CZ. Everyone wants transparency in an industry, so this was just them trying to be transparent and selling their FTT tokens. Now, why does FTT matter so much? Who cares about FTT? What's going on here? So this is where we got to get a lot more information here. So going over to Sam. Oh, Sam. Sam Bankman, with his giant thread of "I am sorry." You don't have to read it. He just says "I'm sorry" 20 times in this thread, but doesn't really do anything about it. He screwed a lot of people. So what actually happened? Turns out, let's use a nice imaginary situation. Imagine you have a restaurant. You are McDonald's, and you decide to issue a token. You now issue the McDonald's token. So because you issued the McDonald's token, you put some into the market and you own most of the McDonald's token share. Now, this McDonald's token is very illiquid because not many people want to buy that token. However, because it is valued so much, because you are raking in a lot of money from revenue from people buying at your restaurant, you're raking in money, and you can say, hey, look, I have great earnings, so I'm going to use my McDonald's token to borrow against it. Now, it looks like Alameda was borrowing against FTT token, the FTX token, by a lot, not just a little. And then going back, if anyone remembers the Luna collapse, well, with Luna, it looks like Alameda got hurt. And because Alameda got hurt so bad, FTX gave them a ginormous loan to cover those losses. And if you cover those losses, then Alameda can continue to operate. Now, how did they cover those losses? Well, they covered those losses with user funds. And this is where we get to the story of why it's getting so messed up for a lot of people that had money in FTX. People that had funds on FTX can't withdraw now. So there seems to be a giant hole of about 6 to 10 billion with a B dollars on FTX on what is happening. And this collapse has just been escalating and getting a little out of control. So breaking it down, this whole thing started last week when a colleague, Ian Alsen, reported that Alameda Research trading firm held remarkable number of FTT tokens on its balance sheet. An FTT token is issued by FTX, as I explained. So that's how they had too much FTT on their balance sheet compared to anything else. Essentially, most of what they had on their balance sheet was FTT tokens. So way too much volatile asset with liabilities. And not only that, but they were also borrowing against that FTT token. So triple negative. You can't get much worse than that. So I see some comments. I'll read those in a second. If you guys have questions, drop them in the comments on YouTube. I can't see comments on Twitter, so maybe just hop over to YouTube and drop comments. So happy to answer those. I'll keep breaking down the story. I will do a quick breakdown because we're doing a Congress with the Burp Nest, and it's going to be pretty awesome, a free trading Congress. So you guys should definitely check that out. Links will be everywhere. Definitely check out the Congress because we're going to be doing a lot of stuff there. So let's continue with the story. So Binance to sell rest of their FTT tokens holdings as Alameda CEO defends firm's financial condition. So at first it seems like Alameda is going to be fine and Binance is just going to be selling FTT token. Sam Bankman comes out and says, "Oh, we're doing great. Everything is good. Nothing matters. Like, all good." Turns out it wasn't quite all good, and that's the issue. It wasn't like they were taking users' funds, trading with them, and doing something completely wild without users knowing, and that's where you got a lot of issues. So, moving on from that, FTT and Alameda drama weighs on markets as Asia begins its weeks. So, like, the market wasn't too happy about this. The market started like cramping down. We can hop over to the charts, and if we zoom in, because this movement, these movements always mess up charts because you can't just see things. It's just this giant red emptiness. So, this was on Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It looks like it's recovering. Binance announces, hey, letter of intent, maybe we will buy out FTX. So, open interest in FTT futures doubles as Binance moves to liquidate FTX token holdings. What does that mean? Open interest is a lot of people decide to trade this token. A lot of people were shorting. Open interest was pretty expensive. Like if you were shorting FTT token on FTX or on Binance, you were paying high amounts of money just to hold open that trade. So holding that trade was definitely going to be very expensive if you wanted to short FTT. Now, during that time in the bird nest, I actually told people the long BNB token because I wasn't focusing on weakness. I was focusing on strength. If Binance is flexing and telling people, hey, let's buy out FTX, then that probably means Binance is Gucci. Well, that was kind of the case. So let's hop back onto the charts. FTX token is looking dodgy at best. It's just struggling on that final support line, that $22 that Caroline outlined as make it or break it. This is where we will buy all your tokens. They have no money to buy. So looking at what happened on Monday as well, we get these Monday, all good, getting into the buy zone. So trade, it dips on Monday a little bit. I like waiting for confirmation. Why do I like waiting for confirmation? Because these daily candles give us a lot of wicks. So if we zoom into the 4-hour, we got this wick on Monday, and I was like, it's a wick. It didn't close below, so we're still good. And then Tuesday comes along, Binance announces, hey, we're buying out FTX. We get this ridiculous candle, hits take profit. Tell you guys, move it to entry because we got first take profit, and this is wild. And here we go. That's where we go to FTT again because that went kaput. It turns out Binance backed out of the deal. They don't want it no more. FTX starts crashing. FTT token starts going down very, very fast. If you guys were online, this is when Up Only went live with Do Kwon and Martin Scorelli, two criminals. It was a very simulation is going wild type of day. So it's definitely a crazy day where we get this giant just collapse in prices. And if we actually look at Bitcoin, which has been recovering today quite nicely, it had another giant wick. Market was doing good. Binance was saving everyone. Never mind, Binance is not saving anyone. Down only. That's the general development of how it went, and then it got getting worse and worse. Let's go back to the story timeline. So open interest doubles, Solana falls, and speculation centers on the links of Sam Bankman, FTX, and Alameda. So speculation, not really speculation. Sam Bankman funded or created Alameda and created FTX. The relationship was always there. Alameda was actually one of the most intense people in crypto or funds. They were notorious for going after DeFi protocols, farming and dumping those tokens. Not only would they farm and dump, but they would just completely destroy certain projects and tokens because they were just trying to extract as much value from DeFi and crypto as possible. They only really cared about the money, not about building something better for the industry, for the world. So Again, Alameda research, all that connection continues. FTX and Alameda questions hold the spotlight as US midterm election and inflation data looms. So this morning we got CPI ratings, and that is partly why crypto is pumping. If we had not had this huge scenario happen on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, if we hadn't had this just catastrophe going on the past 3 days, I would not have been surprised with the recent CPI data to see Bitcoin around here at 23K. But that's not the situation. That's not what we get to live with. So let's just look at the facts and move on from there. So FTX token plummets on withdrawal concerns as contagion hits broader crypto markets. So here's where it starts to get juicy because, well, Sam Bankman is saying everything is fine. I think he deleted most of his tweets. So I'll try to find the other one where he mentioned all is good. Oh, a huge thank you. Thanks for supporting. He's always thanking supporters, but I'm pretty sure November 6th is when he says everything is good. Withdrawals are being processed. We already processed billions of dollars of deposits and withdrawals today. We'll keep going. We're hitting node capacity. He's saying everything is fine. Essentially, quoting Do Kwon, steady lads deploying more funds, and not so steady lads. Suddenly, withdrawals stop, and that was, I believe, Tuesday morning. Withdrawals halt. And that's where it gets really bad. Well, because a lot of people, especially a lot of whales, were on FTX thinking it was safe. Now, I am sorry for everyone that has money on FTX. It sucks. It really does. It sucks to lose money. It sucks to get stuck and you can't do anything. So my thoughts go out to you guys. That said, not your keys, not your coins. I am here to push DeFi on you. DeFi continued to work. Let's just hop on DeFi Llama. Just because as a start, it's a great place to start. I love DeFi Llama. You guys can check out my video on DeFi Llama and the Burp Nest. I break it down on how you guys can use it. But DeFi Llama is really just a place where you can find a lot of information and do your own research on DeFi. So DeFi means not your keys, not your coins. You're not trusting Sam to operate your money in a safe way. You're not trusting Sam that he won't take your money and do something else with it. Now, this isn't exclusive to Sam, to exchanges, to crypto. It's very important to note banks do the exact same thing with your money. Banks take your money that you deposit, and when you deposit your money into a bank, you do not own that money. You have a claim to that number, but you do not own that money anymore. It is very important to understand that. Banks are the same because they are centralized and they are free to do with your money what they please. If there is a bank run, 99% of banks will not be able to pay you out. I hope you understand that, and that is a very clear lesson that I do want to tell everyone. Exchanges and banks do not and probably will not pay you back if there is a bank run. There have been bank runs happening in China currently, and banks have had to pull in military and police and tell people to go away because, again, banks do not have enough money to pay you back. Same thing happened here. There was a giant bank run on FTX. It seems that there was almost 6 billion in requests to withdraw funds. Now, 6 billion in requests, if FTX has about 8 billion in liabilities, well, you get the situation. Now, Sam Bankman came out and stated that they, in fact, did have money to pay out all withdrawals. They just don't have it liquid. Now, it's the same thing as saying, yeah, I got your money. I just don't have it with me right now. If you guys watched Kevin Hart, I got check-ins and I got a savings and my money's in my savings, so I can't give you check-ins. Same situation. So you guys get the main concept of how those banks work, how exchanges work. Not all exchanges. Got to give credit to Binance where credit is due. So people can't withdraw their money because their money is tied up with Alameda trading, all the things that are happening there. And well, as we continue, Binance, FTX, so on. FTX US says it's 100% liquid. Liquid means it can pay you out. So if you are in the US, most likely you can still create withdrawals. You can still manage all of that situation. Developing news in the last 45 minutes, it seems Sam Bankman, we hope this is just one step in the beginning to find ways to bring liquidity to users. This is the core that I am fighting for right now and will continue to. So he's saying he still wants to bring liquidity for users. They did this super shady, weird deal with Tron. So holders that hold Tron tokens will be paid 1-to-1. Now, this is super weird. Don't go ape into Tron. Please don't do this. So we're pleased to announce that we've reached an agreement with Tron to establish a special facility to allow holders of TRX and all the Tron related tokens to swap assets 1-to-1 to external wallets. Now, where is Key? Here is Key Young Yu, amazing on-chain analyst. He kind of broke it down like this isn't even legal, there's no compliance, and there's a history of these tokens actually performing horribly. Like this, Korean exchange withdrawals will temporarily suspend deposits, and this is what tokens look like. So you see this giant pump because, hey, I can remove my money, and then you see this giant dump on retail trying to remove their money. So again, you guys check this out. Ki Jung-yu, he is an amazing researcher. So do kind of follow this. Don't go aping into Tron thinking that that is your way out of FTX, because it's not. So let's continue. A lot to cover. Going back to the timeline on what is happening with FTX. So FTX plummets on withdrawal concerns as continuing broader crypto market continues. So here's the thing. As people panic and prices go down, FTT prices go down. So because FTT prices go down, Alameda becomes less solvent, they have less money, and they get closer to a margin call. So as this panic is going on, you know, their collateral is dumping by 99% or whatever. So just going all the way down, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse because now you thought you had money, and then you thought, hey, I'll just sell FTT. But the thing is, there is no natural buyers for their FTT token. There is no reason for people to use or buy that FTT token. Only buyers of FTT token were Alameda, and Alameda had no money. So let's continue. Bitcoin Ether slide as protective puts draw demand amid sell-offs in FTT token. Abracadabra's MIM stablecoin briefly lost peg as FTT's token tanked. Why did that happen? Abracadabra's MIM token had a lot of FTT as collateral. Those guys have the worst luck with the collaterals they have. They had it with UST. Anyways, MIM briefly lost peg. Briefly, so that's good. It seems to have regained. FTT still kind of wild down there. FTX's Bitcoin balance plunges to just 1. Now, this is very true. Key actually shared this. Let's find it. I could just pull up CryptoQuant on my own. Let's just find, because I'm pretty sure he shared FTX's balances, because FTX had a nice amount of money, and recently their Bitcoin balances just dumped. So here it is. Nope, that's FTT token. Again, if you guys have questions, happy to cover those questions in a second. I'm just trying to get through this whole situation. FTT. Let's just go to CryptoQuant, make our lives easier. Their exchange balances, their Bitcoin balances specifically went to 0. So if we go to exchange flows, exchange reserve, not all exchanges. Let's go to FTX. So giving you guys an inside look on some on-chain analysis that I like to do. So FTX had right around 20,000 Bitcoin. Yep, 20K Bitcoin. Was relatively flat, you know, had some spikes where they owned a lot more Bitcoin and they sold it, so on. And then went from 20,000 Bitcoin to 1. Well, it still says 200. Oh, no, there it is. 1. There you go. 1 Bitcoin. Or less. They have 0.2 Bitcoin now. So even worse. Quite a dumperoo of their reserves. Here, we can visualize it some more. It dumped quite aggressively. So there it is. So you guys can know I'm not just making things up. Now let's go back to the story. FTX agrees to sell itself to rival Binance amid liquidity scare at crypto exchange. So they they were like, yeah, buy us out. Binance wrote a LOI. LOI is a letter of intent, pending DD, pending due diligence. What does that mean? Binance has to look at the FTX books, look at what they're buying, and then they can decide if what they're buying is fair. And well, CZ came out and said it. They're not going to buy it. So where is it? Aftermath, FTS asked us for help. There is a significant liquidity crunch. To protect users, we signed a non binding letter of intent, intending to fully acquire FTX and help cover the liquidity crunch. We will be conducting a full due diligence in the coming days. So they will be conducting, and then later he announced it. Two big lessons. Never use a token you created as collateral, which is what they were doing. And don't borrow if you run a crypto business. Don't use capital efficiently. Have large reserves. Binance never used BNB for collateral, and we have never taken on debt. So, anyways, this is kind of his proof. He's just keeps showing that Binance is transparent, so on. Binance announced, here it is, as a result of corporate due diligence, as well as the latest news reports regarding mishandled customers' funds, and that's the biggest thing, the alleged US agency investigations, we have decided that we will not pursue the potential acquisition of FTX. So, main headline, you guys get the point, and so on. FTX will not be acquired by Binance. Let's continue the story. The story of Sam Bankman-Fried deal with, CZ. Sam Bankman complains. Justin's son, His Excellency, steps up to say he will be the savior. Not really. He's just saving up his bags and pumping his bags. Alameda thanked for prompt response and transferring 37 million to BitDAO tokens. That's all like not really big. FTX token falls. Markets take a wide range following surprise deal. So that's pretty much it. I'll look over the comments now, see if there's any questions. Happy to answer you guys' questions. We have been going for about half an hour, so I'll be covering questions, and I will be covering some other news. For example, the biggest news right now. Let's see, Brian, where is he? Layer Zero Labs. As you know, I shared a Stargate token pre-sale in the Burb Nest for anyone that got into that. And here it is, their letter, put simply, as the co-founder says over here. Let me just, Raz, put simply, we did indeed buy all the tokens back. Better is better. So seems like Layer Zero and Stargate have completely severed all relations with FTX, Alameda, and Sam Bankman. So they are completely independent, have zero fallout risk, no contagion, and bought back all of their shares. So not only are they independent, now they own a lot of those pre-sold tokens and so on. So that was really great on their side. Completely respect on that side. So great work from Layer Zero. Let's continue the story. I got 95% of my account back in time. Only 5% left on FTX as it is on hold. Sorry, burned. It sucks. I really hope you can move to DeFi. I would say hold your keys. Don't use exchanges. Exchanges are on ramps and off ramps. So I'm a sex minimalist. So your funds get back. So it seems like they're trying their best to get funds back out of FTX. So unclear if that can happen. So mandatory myocarditis. Well, you'd run was a snake. Glad the guy lost his power. So Sam was definitely selling crypto to regulators to a sense. He wanted to kind of control crypto. He wanted KYC for DeFi. He wanted like a lot of really nasty things. So it's actually worked out that he doesn't have power anymore. So let's see how that develops. It's definitely been an interesting development. I did not love what he was doing. Scam was buying off politicians left and right. It is true. He was spending a lot of money. There was a lot of jokes circulating of Sam maybe asking politicians for the donations back and so on. Yeah, sorry for everyone that lost money on FTX. Definitely, guys. It definitely sucks. Um, and banks can lend your money in times to others. Yep, banks do it all the time, actually. So banks lend out your money. Bast, awesome trader in the bird nest. Check out his trades. He's been doing a lot of legacy calls, which you can actually trade legacy in DeFi. Again, guys, just use DeFi, not your keys, not your coins. Gains network, Gains. You can trade legacy on Gains. So Gains network, this is their documentation, but we can actually just go to their site. Great. I'm not great at typing sites, am I? I'll just Google it. Gains Network is a DEX. I'm not going to be promoting them. I do believe they might be joining for the Congress. Have you guys heard about Congress? Bird Nest is doing a Congress next 2 weeks. Trading Congress, free trading Congress. You guys can learn all about trading, get that money back, but be safe, do it safely. And we're going to have a huge panel that I'm going to be helping out with for the DeFi side. So you guys can learn to trade using DeFi, keeping custody of your funds, not depending on a centralized exchange on what they can do. So Gains Network has a lot of really cool ways to trade, and you can actually use, so let's open G-Trade, for example, and we can see all of the pairs that we can trade. So we got right here, we got Bitcoin, Sand, SHIB, we can trade Apple stock, we can trade AMD, APE, Australian dollar, Balancer, BAT, BCH. There are so many things, Disney, Dodge, all these, euro to the pound, euro to the, um, I think Swiss francs, euro Japanese yen, euro dollar, Great Pound to the dollar. So you guys can trade Forex, you guys can trade everything decentralized. You guys, it's actually on Polygon. It's moving to Arbitrum soon as well, but you guys can deposit. It actually doesn't even deposit onto the exchange. You just have access to your collateral in your wallet. When you close a trade, your money goes back into your wallet. So you never have the risk of a fund or an exchange keeping your money. And you can rest assured, own your money, and it's all through a smart contract. So yeah, it does sound like an ad. I'm sorry. Hey guys, I'll talk about a bunch of other exchanges. I do love GMX as well. So guys, it's an ad for DeFi, honestly. Like GMX, I was just sharing because I know my friend Bast over there. He trades a lot of Forex, and Gains Network is where you can trade Forex. I personally like trading on GMX. Again, you got to do all the dashboard and agree and so on because I don't use this browser to trade on GMX. But you can trade, again, it looks like an exchange. On Arbitrum, you can trade Bitcoin, ETH, Link, and Uni. I mostly trade Bitcoin and ETH. But again, you can use leverage if that is what you so choose. And so on. In the bird nest right now, there is a competition going on for an exchange that is very, very new. And if you guys check out my channel, or if you guys have questions, this exchange is actually on, well, it is on testnet. And what does that mean for everyone? Well, the fact that it is on testnet means that you have zero risk because it's not real money you're playing with, it's test money. It is a paper trading competition, and you guys can use it. If you guys have questions about it, it's a great way to get started with DeFi because you can actually test it out, use DeFi, don't get the risk of using real money. You guys can, open your wallet for the first time, see what an exchange in DeFi is like, get that first introduction with a testnet competition, and then you guys can be like, hey, this was really cool. I can custody my money. I can be in charge of my funds and use my own money. So Hyperliquid, if you guys have questions about this, reach out, comment, Burn. If you want me to talk about another DeFi platform, I'm happy to do so. I use DeFi all day, every day. I hold my own funds. Hey, let's do that right now. So we got DeFi Llama, Aave. Aave number 3 in DeFi Llama, 4 billion in total value locked. I love Aave. It is like a bank. Aave, what can I tell you guys about Aave? It's a bank, it's a money market. So what is a money market? A money market allows you to borrow and to lend money. So usually with banks, you can't actually lend money out. So I'm gonna have to connect a wallet. Let's use a fake account. So I'm just connecting my wallet so we can get access to everything. So just simply connect your browser wallet. I like to use MetaMask, but there are many options. I'm gonna use a random dummy account. I'm connected. So this is the Avalanche market, but let's go to, for example, Arbitrum. We got all the money we can borrow, or sorry, all the money we can lend, and all the money we can borrow. And we got the interest rates. Now, interest rates are pretty low and they depend completely on utilization rate. What does utilization rate mean? Well, it means that depending on how much demand there is on an asset, then the rate of interest or how much it costs to borrow that asset goes up or down. Now, there's a way you can actually short assets using a money market. How might you be able to do this? Well, for example, let's say I have Ethereum. I deposit Ethereum on one side, and then on the other side, I borrow Ethereum as well. Then I go ahead and sell that Ethereum I borrowed into a stable coin. So I effectively shorted, I sold Ethereum at a price into a stable coin. Now that stable coin I can use to put back onto the supply and earn a healthy 2% USDT, for example, 2% API. Just earning a little bit of money on my stable coins while I have shorted ETH, or maybe I just use it as a hedge. Now, let's say the ETH value goes down, I buy back that ETH, and I get to keep the difference in the stable coin to pay back my loan. Because say I borrowed 10 ETH at $10,000, but the price went down. So now to buy back that 10 ETH, it only cost me $5,000. So I get to keep 5,000, and that is how you short using a money market. Now I'm just going through really fast DeFi lessons. I'm happy to teach you guys how to do all of this in the Bird Nest. I do this all the time. I am a DeFi evangelist. What else do we got here? We got Curve. Curve is pretty awesome for stable swaps. So, or same asset swaps. So if say you got USDC and USDT, you can trade them with minimal slippage. What is important about Curve? Curve created a new trading curve, so that instead of having the traditional Uniswap curve that has a lot of slippage because it's liquidity pools, it's more of a linear curve, so there's not a huge price difference when you buy a certain asset. So because of that, Tether or Curve is really good for same assets or like assets. So you got Ethereum staked ETH, staked ETH DPEG, UST DPEG. DeFi Llama has been adding all these great, instances of shit happening. Oh my, ignore that. But things that went really wrong in the markets, and we can see why liquidity went up or down on Curve. But again, they have some of the deepest liquidity, 3 billion total value locked across multiple chains. Yes, most of it is on Ethereum, but a lot of these other chains are doing great. What else do we got in DeFi? What do you guys want to do? You guys have questions? What do you want to learn about DeFi? Happy to teach you guys more about DeFi, Pancake Swap, Uniswap, or Sushi Swap. All those are simple swaps. They're not for trading specifically, though you could use them. A lot of the very common poo coins were originally on Uniswap or Sushi Swap. So things like SHIB and those type of coins were there at first. So again, I'm happy to teach you guys all about DeFi. Remember, not your keys, not your coins. Let's wrap it up with the good old ledger. You guys, if you do not have a hard wallet, now is your chance. What do we got here? We got a hard wallet. We got a another hard wallet. What do we got? I got hard wallets galore because this one's a cool one. It's actually a one on the screen. So we got hard wallets. Why do we need hard wallets? Well, hard wallets keep our funds safe. Our um, keys, our private keys, are not connected anywhere. They are on paper. Keep you safe as well. If you don't have a hard wallet right now, you know, you can buy one. They're pretty cheap. I just doxed my location, whatever. But now you can actually use a hard wallet. Be safe. What else? Exodus wallet. Exodus wallet right here. Exodus.com. It's a great software wallet. Again, not your keys, not your coins. Exodus gives you access to your keys. It is a multi-chain Web3 wallet. That means you can have multiple types of assets on your mobile and desktop device. I used Exodus for a very long time before I had a hard wallet. Again, keep your assets safe, guys. Exodus is a great way if you like all the poo coins, if you enjoy getting all the different alts. Exodus is great because you can store pretty much most alts on there. So it's definitely a great wallet. If you guys don't have access to a hardware wallet, Exodus is a great way to keep your funds safe. Again, I do like using MetaMask for my DeFi. I think it's metamask.io. Probably. Yep, there it is, metamask.io. I like using MetaMask for DeFi. You know, you can download it for Brave. It works. It's not the best wallet, I must admit. It really isn't, but it works. It's solid. Once you understand one wallet to connect, pay transactions, do all of that stuff, then all other wallets are pretty easy to understand. One way to do a MetaMask potential airdrop is to do internal swap. So on MetaMask, I'll just go back to the site. You can actually do swaps. So internally on MetaMask, you can actually download it on your phone too. But if you do a swap within MetaMask, the rates are not great. So maybe do it when there's really low gas and, you know, swap for the same asset. But it might make you eligible for an airdrop. I don't know. You didn't hear from me, but it's worth a try. Anyways, MetaMask. What else do we got? Should we go back to DeFi Llama? I mentioned GMX. Aura is kind of like Convex. Convex was up here. Convex manages Curve rewards, and then they pay you extra on rewards. So you can actually provide liquidity. Now, the funny thing is, providing liquidity is something a bank already does with your money. But because you're just depositing into like a savings account or a checkings account, you don't get access to that reward. Sometimes a bank will be like, oh yeah, we'll pay you 0.05% for giving us money. And that's just horrible because they're most likely making close to 2 or 4% on your deposits. And they're like, oh, look, magic, we can pay you for depositing in our bank. They're just giving you the short end of the stick. In DeFi, you can get it yourself, providing liquidity. So what does providing liquidity mean? It means you can loan or share your assets for someone else to use through a smart contract. Remember, DeFi means it is decentralized and there is no third party person that you're dealing with. You're dealing with a smart contract. Smart contracts have predetermined rules that do not change. There is a lot of risks in DeFi. Happy to walk you all through those risks in DeFi. But again, no third party risk, no shady things. Everything can be tracked on chain. So let's do an on chain tracking right now. So Etherscan, let's track. You can actually do label word cloud. This is pretty cool stuff. We can go Alameda. Alameda Research has 31 wallets. Wow. Sign in. I have signed in. Oh man. Okay. Let's just go back. So we can just go to one of Alameda's accounts. They got 16 ETH here. They had another account. I'm gonna have to sign in for this one, aren't I? Oh, 150 ETH. So see, Alameda Research wallet number 10. Is it number 10? They got 150 ETH here. We can see 6 days ago, once their last transaction, hedge, get token. They were using Band Protocol. They were using Alchemix. We can track all of their actions, absolutely everything they have been doing through their wallets, because that is the point of crypto, completely transparent. We can see where the funds are, where the funds are going, what people are doing. So again, a lot of stuff happening, at least with DeFi. You can see how people are using money and where the money is going. Yes, it can have some risks. There is hack risk, there is counterparty risk, there isn't correct counterparty risk because you're dealing with a smart contract. Only risk is hack risk. Let's talk about insurance. DeFi insurance. There is there's Uno Re that does DeFi insurance. There's Nexus Mutual that does DeFi insurance. There is Hedera DeFi insurance, DeFi Prime. So there's a bunch of different DeFi protocols that do insurance. So if you, for example, want to lend your money out, but you're worried that maybe that protocol gets hacked, you can cover that lend through an insurance. And usually the insurance in DeFi works by taking a percentage of your wins. So say you're going to be earning 10% on lending out your money in DeFi, maybe they will charge a 2% on that 10%. So you'll just be earning 8%, but that 8% is covered. Seems fair. That's how DeFi tends to work. So I covered a lot of information. This is like a super masterclass for free, just for you guys, because it's been a very hard time. Let's go to the bird nest, because the bird nest is doing a Congress soon, and you guys can't miss the Congress. Free trading Congress. If you guys like this, get your 7-day free trial. This is going to be great, but most importantly, Congress is coming soon. Why do you guys want to know about the Congress? Well, again, free trading, we're going to be talking with some awesome people for Congress. And you guys can't miss it, because, again, it's going to be some incredible information going on there, and what you guys can learn, all for free, all for your benefit. So don't miss out on Congress, guys. It's going to be great. Check show notes, check comments, join the Discord, take your 7-day free trial. Let them know you joined because of this live stream. I don't know, might be cool. So thanks for coming, guys. Just look up thebirdnest.com, sign up for free, and check out the Congress. Ask about Congress. You guys can ask on Twitter. You guys can follow me on Twitter, King Julian I am, right there. Following me on Twitter. Yes, I'm a minimalist. Hope you guys enjoyed what I've been sharing, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for coming out, guys. Take care. Peace.